Thank you for joining us. You are watching Bulozi TV, the pride of Barotse, broadcasting to you live from Mongu in Western Province. This is the news bulletin. The headlines. KAMBULE ward aspirant alleges violence by UPND. MULAMBWA youths reject MAKAI'S remarks. SAVWA calls for renewed mental health action. In sports news, FIREFIGHTERS confident SHEPOLOPOLO ready for WAFCON challenge. With the news in detail, my name is Nchimunya Siaminwe. An independent aspiring candidate for KAMBULE ward in Mongu District, Western Province, has alleged that some UPND candidates and party members have been threatening him ahead of the general elections. Titus Mundengo told Bulozi TV News that while the UPND is widely known as a peaceful party, the alleged conduct and remarks by some of its members risk undermining that reputation. But UPND Western Province Chairperson MULAMBWA has dismissed any suggestion that the party condones such behavior, saying the UPND is a law-abiding organization that does not encourage acts that violate the law. He has urged Mundengo to report the matter to law enforcement agencies if the allegations are true. Mike Moya has the details.
Political tensions continue to surface ahead of the elections, with an independent aspiring councillor in Mongu District raising concerns over alleged intimidation. Titus Mundengo, who is seeking to contest the KAMBULE ward council seat as an independent candidate, has accused some UPND aspiring candidates and party members of allegedly threatening him through acts of remarks he says have created fear.
My political parties, my independent candidates, please, wabaswele kuzumazuma yo independent candidates kuwata upilo wa haye. Na miwela sana kule, aliyeni isikelo wabata upilo wa mutu kapa kuwata kumuzumazuma kumuzama isa usio ni musiali. So hulu wene watile kutololatela kuwata kutisali lata. Please, I urge you, my political parties kapa my independent candidates, baba yeme fa councillor, mayor, MP, amuone kule mwa leksa manifesto yabo na isike kuzumazuma moto. UPND kipati eluziwa kuti kipati yakozo. Kono watu baba izi mwateni, kono wabata kuti sami filifili mwa party ya UPND. UPND aluiziwi ka violence, kapaka lisinyi, kapaka lingindi. UPND kipati eluziwa yakozo. Kono watu baba izi mwateni mazo baseli kuitusisa, akimazo amande, akubakuli kiba heteleri. Muheteleri mukamuziwa kamisebezi ya hae. Muheteleri womunde, akimuheteleri yako nakulwa haka yomumu, akimuheteleri yako nakuzumazuma yomumu. Kono mazui aka, aliyeni lubeleke ni ma leaders waluna, ma indunazi, ma market chairmans, ma section chairmans, ma branch chairmans. Kiwona woso nakuswanisana na niwona isike kuya kukala kuambola za matapa, kuambola za kulwa haka, kulambwa za intimidation kako kuzumazuma upilo kapa kuwata kuluma watu kutubayona hata yomumu. Akiko na politics yeo, politics olaiziwa kuli, politics swanakuwa kupakozo.
Responding to the allegations, UPND Western Province Chairperson MULAMBWA has dismissed claims that the party promotes violence, stating that the UPND remains committed to peace and respect for the rule of law. He has further advised the complainant to formally report the matter to the police or other relevant law enforcement agencies if there is evidence to support the allegations.
The UPND party is a law-abiding organization, and we do not encourage any breaking of the law. I'm sure you have heard not once but several times the president saying that anybody breaking the law is on their own, meaning that everybody is expected to follow the law. If that councillor who is alleging has any issue or proof, he needs to go and report the culprits to the police. That's all he needs to do. He does not need to issue any statements or allegations. The law enforcement people are there. He just simply goes to report, indicates the names of the people who are attacking him and so on. The law will take its course. That's all.
The allegations come as political campaigns continue to gather momentum, with stakeholders reportedly calling on political players and their supporters to uphold peace and conduct issue-based campaigns ahead of the polls. Mike Moya for Bulozi TV News in Mongo, Western Province.
Youths in MULAMBWA ward of Mongo district in Western Province have rejected recent remarks made by UPND Mongo Central aspiring candidate MAKAI'S, saying they will not allow themselves to be used as tools to perpetrate violence during the election period. Speaking to Bulozi TV News, the youths expressed disappointment that such remarks were made by a leader, stating that Zambia is a peaceful Christian nation and that political leaders should instead promote peaceful campaigns. They added that every candidate has the constitutional right to campaign freely and urged politicians to focus on policies and ideas that will improve the lives of the people. MAKAI'S, in a video circulating online, spoke against NRPUP presidential candidate Brian Mundubile and his campaign team, stating that they are not welcome in Western Province. Here are the details. As debates continue concerning the UPND parliamentary candidate for Mongo Central constituency, MAKAI'S, on social media over the remarks he recently issued during his campaign rally in Mongo, youths in MULAMBWA ward have expressed disappointment in them. They say young people will not be used as tools of violence, adding that the remarks inciting violence have made them uncomfortable.
Ingelu namayusi Selwina Kasabo Kuli, a leader that is contesting in the general election. Kiena yako na kususweza mifilifili. That's so sad.
So na mawuti kafana mabunya ni baluna lokopana lokolokum. So any information if manda batiri kwani kwa tonse alliance, any information if matiri kwa UPND, any information if matiri kwa mandate ma independent candidate. Inani kwa security kuna mayuti bakensa nyi rufumani yakolokum lwapala lokolokum. So the more you give those guys information kuti molo ansabale kapa musapote bale. Kafari kazeo kilikazo lwelanga share. So alulwa nangi mi kuzwera kafokwa simulo Bulozi kipulesi yakozo.
They have called for peaceful campaigns, urged the youth to protect democracy and denounce violence.
Let's protect democracy. Zeso ekwezala luswelwa libona zeni zani kononto ya buto kwa holo politics isike yalutiseza mifilifili, especially us the youths. I challenge my fellow youths, kulikuzwa kashekule, you should denounce violence.
Nchimonyasi Aminwe, Bulozi TV News, Mongo, Western Province. A total of 1,740 residents in Mongo district are expected to benefit from the revised Cash for Work program, with implementation set to begin on July 18th, 2026. The Mongo Municipal Council says 54 data clerks have been deployed across the district's 27 wards and Mongo Central and Nalikwanda constituencies to register interested participants ahead of the program's rollout. Meanwhile, some residents have appealed to the authorities to ensure the program is implemented transparently, alleging that the beneficiary selection process has previously been marred by corruption. Here are the details.
Following the allocation of funds by the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development to the local authority for the implementation of the July 2026 revised Cash for Work program, The Mongo Municipal Council has commenced the implementation of the program in the district, with works slated to commence on 18th July 2026.
As Mongo Municipal Council, we have commenced the implementation of the revised Cash for Work program, with the actual work starting on the 18th of July. As a local authority, we have deployed 54 data clerks in all the 27 wards in the district for both Mungu Central and Alikwanda constituencies. A total of 1,043,914 kwacha. And this allocation is expected to benefit a total of 1,740 beneficiaries who will undertake community projects for 10 days, and each will receive a wage of 600. These works includes drainage clearing, canal clearing, road clearing, and also the construction of temporary structures such as staff houses and also classrooms.
However, MULAMBWA ward residents have raised concern over the yet to commence program, already alleging corrupt activities.
Mavani busiu ni kufitira dispika ngeba hueleza kulikamuso mupakele kwa mutata mwengolisa cash for work. Alo vitabala bwakuli mangola 55. Chwe 55 minamu mbaba 3 something. Kona kuli batu makuyange babulange babulera kwa mukupalezi. Sebalwa kuli kantifa lunaha ngoli ni bawene batye toto ngola kwa mbangalezi. Nikubwa kuli ye mulambwa abasa ingola happy.
Bangola bamukohola baholi. Abamuse abanga ni usani pilucha. Lelika ateni kisikamanda kwi zeza aliboni. Cyo buzate muso utaleme bataba bazamange do to do bazibe batu bapera mala pabona. Kutulwa buli mavizo aluna.
Babani baluwelelize busiu bali kutika kusasa ni lupakelele kwa mutata. Bayo lungola. Kono lukomokila hulu kuli batu bawa bata batobulela kuli batakungola fela batu baba 55 tabayo kitabayeni komokila hulu luli kuli fafilito lutule kuli kisira 100 yabakatongola kuli amwa 300 mo mwentununa lokana kutoipomana mwateni kono kache kule kuti sele 55 kono nyuna yaluswanyela kwa njere lozolo pira ita kuluna kafela luna kucha nyuna lola takucha kakuli kafela luna lola utwanga tala mane ba sebabulela bali kuti luna kwa mulamba sana kutakwa 10 kutomingola chwele baba talimela fatabae lwakupa luli kubona kweza kuli abalutalime kweza kuli kandize salungoleli kilikama kunelo lubira la fataba ya 55 kibatu abayinyanya.
Meanwhile, the Ward Development Committee in the area has responded to these allegations.
Lonaki unabapayise batu kuli bangoliwe. Kono mwana batu kibona bahaniye kungoliwa. Apa akunda mono lukaba patela information aizwi kuluna kono izwa kubashe mbalo na bakanso. Lubabuleni kuinamba balufire kichwana. Kono batu bono bachile kibabangata chwe lubabuzize bona bange kuli mutule namba akiye loeza twane mane baizasireti kuli baba bakangwaliwa bakato balema kali chapo muna nini pia kuli ne bamina mwako na kuweza continue kungwala moto.
The local authority has since urged all those who will be recruited as beneficiaries to undertake their assigned tasks diligently, responsibly, and with commitment. Mike Moya for Bulozi TV News in Mongo, Western Province.
ZESCO has urged communities in Western Province to desist from vandalizing the utilities infrastructure, warning that the vice is undermining development efforts in the region. Speaking during a stakeholder engagement meeting organized by the Rural Electrification Authority, REA, in Mongo on July 14, 2026, ZESCO Western Zone Engineer for Operations Lloyd Daka said vandalism of transformers, cables, and other electrical infrastructure was slowing down the expansion of electricity services. Daka explained that resources meant to extend electricity to more communities are often diverted to replacing vandalized infrastructure, delaying development for the intended beneficiaries.
Of kwacha, and only to be taken away by someone who just wants to sell copper. Mostly, these vandals are done by people from our communities, and as a result, the development that is being awaited in our district does not reach the intended people, because sometimes we keep especially for us, ZESCO, who in most cases have to replace these transformers, cables, and other infrastructures. That money could have gone to other people who may have wanted power, but because they are selfish people, they are people who just look at that time.
Support a Woman of Allah, SAVWA, in partnership with ZIMAI, has launched a nationwide mental health campaign aimed at tackling depression, preventing suicide, and encouraging communities to break the silence surrounding mental health challenges. Speaking during the launch of the Check a Neighbor campaign in Lusaka, Support a Woman of Allah President Miriam Mumba, popularly known as Wilanji, said the initiative seeks to encourage people to reach out to those around them by listening, offering support, and showing compassion instead of passing judgment. Mumba said depression is a serious mental health condition that can affect anyone, regardless of age, gender, or social status. She stressed that seeking help should never be viewed as a sign of weakness.
Mental illness, especially untreated depression and severe emotional trauma, has become one of the leading causes of suicide, which continues to claim lives and ranks among the top causes of premature death, particularly among the youths. The alarming trend has prompted renewed calls for urgent action from various stakeholders, including Support a Woman of Valor and ZIMAI, who says more must be done to address the country's growing mental health burden. The two organizations have expressed concern, stating that many people continue to suffer in silence because of stigma, discrimination, and limited access to mental health support. They are urging communities to create safe spaces where individuals can openly discuss their struggles and seek professional help without fear of being judged.
Depression does not discriminate. It affects men and women, young and old, regardless of their background. Sadly, many people remain silent because they fear being judged or misunderstood. Some lose hope at the point of believing that suicide is the only answer. Today we stand together to say enough is enough. No one should suffer alone.
That is why we are here today. The Kicking Out Depression campaign is our call to every Zambian to become intentional about checking on one another. Not because someone asked us, but because humanity demands it. Our theme, Check Your Neighbor, is a reminder that a single conversation can save a life.
ZIMAI Vice President Emmanuel Kafula and Sanjeev Shada called on Zambians to show kindness without expecting anything in return, stressing that the fight against depression must also focus on eliminating stigma, loneliness, and social isolation.
Kicking out depression is our commitment to work alongside those who are struggling, to break the silence and the stigma, to point people toward help, whether that is prayer, counseling, community support, or professional care, and to remind every person listening that they are not alone and their life has value.
Show kindness without expecting anything in return. Together, these small acts can create stronger families. As we work together to kick out depression, let us also kick out stigma, loneliness, hopelessness, and silence.
Cybersecurity advocate analyst Beatrice Mwanza has this to say.
So as we are doing this campaign, check on your neighbor. Also remember to be positive no matter what you are going through. Because each one of us have a path that was paid for us from God.
However, tackling depression and preventing suicide requires a collective effort involving government, healthcare providers, families, schools, religious institutions, and communities. Margaret Chota, Bulozi TV News in Lusaka.
Lusaka-based climate-smart agriculture and climate resilience expert Dr. Oliver Blaya, has commended the Food Reserve Agency (FRA) for establishing depot committees comprising community leaders, church leaders, and officers from the Ministry of Agriculture, describing the initiative as a positive step towards protecting farmers' interests, strengthening transparency and accountability in grain procurement. Speaking to Bulozi TV News, Dr. Blaya said the inclusion of trusted community representatives would enhance public confidence in the marketing process and help ensure that maize procurement is conducted fairly, professionally, and in accordance with established standards. He urged farmers and all stakeholders to support the initiative in order to promote orderly depot operations during the 2026 marketing season.
We commend the Food Reserve Agency, especially on establishing depot committees comprising respected community leaders. That includes the church, the traditional representatives, and also the Minister of Agriculture. This is a commendable initiative that can strengthen transparency, accountability, and integrity in the grain marketing process while safeguarding the interest of smallholder farmers and averting issues of corruption like we experienced in past years. However, there are important concerns that require urgent attention. The issue of maize moisture content has generated widespread uncertainty among our farmers in the country. While quality is essential for protecting the strategic food reserve agency should communicate proactively rather than reactively, and farmers should not have to wait until concerns are raised by stakeholders or after government guidance is issued before Food Reserve Agency providing updates.
We'll now take a break. Stay with us for the rest of the news. We'll be back shortly.
For decades, Zambia has searched for its promise. Through triumph, sacrifice, and difficult seasons. Many promised change, many spoke of hope, but the burden remained heavy. And then, a servant of the people stepped forward. Not perfect, not a magician, but a man willing to lead his people through the wilderness toward a better Zambia. Like Moses leading his people toward the promised land. The journey was never meant to be easy, because nations are not built overnight. They are built through faith, sacrifice, and perseverance. The work is not finished, but Zambia is moving forward.
On the 13th of August 2026, vote for Hakainde Hichilema as President of the Republic of Zambia.
Voting is one of the few moments where we all have a voice.
One person, one vote.
No titles, no status.
Just a choice.
It's not about doing nothing.
It's about showing up.
Because your vote matters.
It's easy.
It's important.
It's ours. Count me in.
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 Bulozi TV is the only commercial television station domiciled in Mangu of Western Province, Zambia, providing homegrown broadcasting. We are licensed by the Independent Broadcasting Authority (IBA) and carried by TopStar on DTT Channel 120. We are also on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, TikTok, and WhatsApp channel. Our news is factual, balanced, and delivered on time in 3 languages: English, Simbunda, and Silozi. Our programs range from talk shows, entertainment shows, personality, cultural heritage, political shows, local drama and soaps, children's shows, community live broadcast, and many more. Call the station manager to advertise your business on 0975 210 218 or 0764 907 921, or email us on Bulozi TV at gmail.com. We are situated in Buyuana compound off Kagrava Road in Mungu. Bulozi TV, the pride of Barotse.
In international news, Kenya's High Court has dismissed a petition by the Rastafari Society of Kenya seeking permission to use cannabis for religious purposes. The court ruled that the country's laws banning the possession, cultivation, and use of the drug do not violate the constitutional right to freedom of religion. However, Justice Bahati Mwamuye called for a broader national debate on Kenya's cannabis policy, as supporters of legislation argue that a regulated cannabis industry could create jobs, generate tax revenue, and support medicinal and industrial use. In sports news, Football Association of Zambia FIRES President Keith Mwemba says the SHEPOLOPOLO national women's team is fully prepared for the 2026 Women's Africa Cup of Nations WAFCON in Morocco following months of intensive training. Speaking during the team's send-off luncheon in Lusaka, Mwemba expressed confidence that the Copper Queens will put up a strong performance, while government reaffirmed its commitment to supporting the team by beginning to clear outstanding financial obligations owed to the players.
The Football Association of Zambia, FIRES, says the SHEPOLOPOLO national women's team is fully prepared for the 2026 Women's Africa Cup of Nations following months of intensive preparations. Speaking during the team's send-off luncheon in Lusaka, Tuesday, 14th July 2026, FIRES President Keith Mwemba expressed confidence that the Copper Queens are ready to compete and deliver a strong performance at the Continental Tournament, which will be held in Morocco later this month.
We say this team has been adequately prepared because it had a number of friendly games and encounters in the recent past. The team participated in the 3 Nations tournament in Malawi and we made the champion. Again, the team went to participate in the FIFA series in Brazil. That was part of preparations for WAFCON. And I know that the preparations we have embarked on this time around are far much better than the previous WAFCON. Obviously, the players themselves would have loved to do better.
Representing FIRES patron, President Hakainde Hichilema, Permanent Secretary Chideshe Kangwa reaffirmed government's commitment to supporting women's football.
Those things that this government has planned, that we have in store for our technical team, for our coaches, and also for our girls. We believe in you. We believe in your ability. We believe in what you're able to bring to the table. So I think mine was just to assure you, and you know that I'm just a phone call away, just to assure you that we will ensure that you are supported financially, what is old and what is current, so that money should be the last thing on your mind.
The SHEPOLOPOLO will be aiming to build on their recent achievement as they take on Africa's top women's national teams in Morocco, with hopes of progressing another impressive run at the Continental Showpiece.
I can assure you that as a team, as we get to the WAFCON, we shall not fail the nation, we shall not fail you. And also we want to use the same opportunity to honor the late coach, who always wanted the team to succeed in the WAFCON. with.
We've come to the end of our news bulletin. A recap of the headlines. KAMBULE ward aspirant alleges violence by UPND. MULAMBWA youths reject MAKAI'S remarks. SAVWA calls for renewed mental health action. And in sports news, FIREFIGHTERS confident SHEPOLOPOLO ready for WAFCON challenge. You can always catch our bulletins on TopStar Channel 120 in Mongo, Limulunga, Nalolo, Lusaka, Chongwe, Chilanga, parts of Senanga, Kalabo, and surrounding areas, as well as on Facebook, Bulozi TV. My name is Nchimonya Siaminwe. On behalf of the entire Bulozi TV production team, pleasant viewing. Bye for now.